Hand over your pokey end. No, give me your purse, or I'll halt. Your gold. Can I have it, please? Yes, you have the gold, and I have the knife, so if you don't mind just, handing it over, then we can both go our separate ways, and I won't have to stab you in any of your bits. That sounds very nice now, doesn't it? Is it that obvious? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm the one who's armed here, so, give me your jewels. My captain marooned me here. Said I couldn't return to the ship until I proved I could earn my keep, so here I am, earning, or trying to earn. Will you please just hand me your valuables? Is that a threat? Because, I mean, it's very convincing. You're not going to punch me, are you? You know what? How about I just leave you alone? Yes. I'll just go off this way, and you can leave me alone. I mean, that sounds good. Let's do that. Goodbye. Sorry for bothering you. Please don't follow me.
Storms have mercy. The moats are even thicker now. Druid Senna saw the moat cloud form? It's like nothing I've encountered. Druid Senna, the animals tore her life away. Still, her account mentions the moat settling quickly. That's highly unusual. We should keep looking. I worry my Gwenail might suffer a similar fate. They're all dead. Gwenail. She's not here. That's some small relief. We've found some troubling things outside her. We found the last notes of Druid Senna and a group of dead Eldertide. But my Gwenail is still among the missing. What do you think, outsider? What do your non-druid senses tell you? Yes, the Chronicle grows plants called muse-mouths, which release a small amount of spirit motes when we commune with it. The motes show us the stories. They've never threatened or harmed us before, and they never appeared as great clouds either. Other than the thick concentration, I'm not sure. Druid Senna mentioned that the Firesong caught in the fog lowered their weapons and then marched off as if in a trance. This is very strange. No, but the others all lived in our community. And from the looks of it, they were killed by the Firesong attackers. They must have been surprised. There are no Firesong druids among the dead. But there's also no sign of my wife. Not finding my wife could mean anything. All we know is that she's not here. She could be anywhere. But yes, let's go check the waterfalls to the north. That's where Druid Senna's note said the Firesong druids went after the spirit motes descended. The waterfalls? I'd rather not discuss the waterfalls. That area is very private, not a place for those outside our circle. Still, if that's where the Firesong druid went, we need to check. There were a lot of them in the raiding party. They must be somewhere. Come on. The waterfall's on the north wall of the valley. Let's keep looking.
Oh, pain. Rage. Fear. Lord, get it out!
Talk to her, outsider. This won't hold her long. The spirit motes latch too deeply into this Firesong druid. For my blessing to disperse them. Quickly now. Talk to the druid before my spell gives out.
Must go. Join. It calls me. The spirit of the path. It calls to us. We must go. Defend it. Protect it. Attacked. Frightened. It needs us. It must be defended. Defend! Defend!
Wait! Not in there! Over here, outsider. It appears that the spirit motes do more than just tell us stories, outsider. That Firesong druid's mind was clearly being influenced, if not outright controlled. But why is the Chronicle doing this? It never exhibited hostile behavior before. The blessing I bestowed upon us before we set out must be keeping the motes at bay. Given the power we just saw, I'm not sure how much longer that protection will last. I suppose you'll need to accompany me into the tunnels. It is a sacred place, outsider. The tunnels lead to ritual chambers, the Muse-mouth plants, and to the spirit of the path, the Chronicle. Hopefully, my Gwenail is also somewhere inside. My Gwenail must be somewhere in these tunnels. Let's find her before the spirit motes or the animals take her from me. On that platform. What's a forest wraith doing here?
That's the end of that tale. Send RCU safely to your rest.
A muse mouth. It has a story to tell us, outsider. I can sense it. Examine the plant. My gift to you.
Tell us how to access the Chronicle, or this is your fate.
No! How could you?
Gwinnell. And the Chronicle. Did you see it too? The spirit is trying to tell us something. That was neither story nor ancient history. The Chronicle showed us the recent past. That's never happened before. Yes, I saw it too. The Firesong druid said something about accessing the Chronicle. Could that be what this is all about? But something we saw plagues me. The orb. That was the Chronicle. But the spirit has never appeared in a vision before. Ifray's bones. What happened to the Chronicle? Outsider, this is the Chronicle. The spirit we commune with. But it's grown dark. Can you feel the anger radiating from it? The sadness? I don't like the looks of this. The Chronicle's always been more emotional than other nature spirits. It comprehends the experience of mortals and feels our emotions vicariously through the stories it shares. I've felt its calm, its joy, and even its grief. But this... Perhaps. But there's a depth to this emotion I've never felt before. It unnerves me. Let's hurry. My Gwinnell is in here somewhere, and my fear for her safety grows with every passing moment. The door is just over there. Another musemouth plant. I sense the Chronicle has more to show us.
You refuse to give us Ifray's gift? Very well. We will just kill you and take the Chronicle!
We can't just give you the Chronicle. The spirit is bound to this sacred place.
Then we'll cut the Chronicle from the roots and... What's happening?
Spirit notes.
Spirit motes saved Gwinnell? But why do the Firesong want the Chronicle? The Chronicle blessed us with another vision. We saw the Firesong attack Eldertide, threaten us to gain possession of the Chronicle. All this bloodshed. That could explain why the spirit feels so guilty. But the motes, it saved Gwinnell. Nature spirits, especially ones as strong as the Chronicle, are known among the circles. While the Firesong rarely leave Ifalon, they've always been aware of our spirit. Some even traveled here to partake of its stories. Obviously, the Chronicle is capable of more than we ever gave it credit for. Recording and showing recent events, influencing the minds of people and animals. But why druids would want access to that kind of power, I can barely speculate.
We'll see it done.
The spirit motes are thick here, but I have an idea. Such a high concentration of spirit motes is dangerous. The blessing won't protect us from this. Worse, vines seal the doors beyond. I think I have an idea, though. The muse-mouth plants in the room ahead are bloated, spewing out huge clouds of spirit motes. I can remove the vines that block the door, but I'm too old to withstand the motes in such concentrations. Luckily, I have a few vials of Ifray's rain. Purified water from a sacred waterfall. Gwenelle uses it to awaken those who sometimes get lost in the visions. The water causes muse-mouth plants to shrink and close up for a time. Even ones bloated as much as these should react the same way.
Stendarr was with us in that fight.
You did it! I'll clear the vines. What's happening over there? Those druids. They're transforming into forest wraiths. How is that? Gwenelle. No, not you, please. Gwen. A forest wraith. No! My Gwenelle, my guiding light. We were so close to reaching her, and she slipped through my fingers. The spirit turned her into a forest wraith. Legends tell us that the Green and its spirits can summon forest wraiths to protect themselves. The Chronicle felt threatened, so it did the same. I'm not sure if this is how all forest wraiths are created, but we saw what the Chronicle did. Possibly. The Chronicle transformed Gwenelle into one of those things. It should be able to turn her back and return her to me. I know I've asked a lot of you, but please, come with me. We need to talk to the Chronicle. Convince it to release her. All right, outsider. Let's go find my Gwenelle and convince the Chronicle to transform her back into my beloved wife. The newly created wraiths went farther into the tunnels. We keep moving, and I'm sure we'll meet up with them shortly. As for recognizing my wife, she may be a creature of darkness now, but I know I'll be able to identify her when I see her. All right, outsider. Let's go find my Gwenelle and convince the Chronicle to transform her back into my beloved wife. use Ifre's reign on these as well.
Side by side. We fought well.
This way. I'll deal with the door. There! That's my Gwen just ahead.
Move! Get out of there! I will never get tired of watching you fight like that. Well done.
Stop! Druids spill blood. No more druids in this story. No more.
Outsider, the Chronicle won't talk to me. You must convince it to let us go.
Druids attacked. Why spill blood on holy ground? Afraid, confused. Actions come as waves crashing against the shore. Story unclear. Tell again. Druids of the path attacked. Killed. Chronicle shocked. Angry. Spirit motes released. Cannot hold back the wind. Created wraiths to defend the path. Lost control. Cannot stop. Sorry. So sorry. Roots corrupted by blood. Anger. Bindings tainted. Spirit unwell. Chronicle must end. Use Ifray's rain on roots. Break bindings. Cleanse corruption. End the story. It is the only way. Pour the sacred water. Close the current book. End the anger, the sorrow, the mistakes. This is what the Chronicle wants. What the story needs. Please.
Please, Gwen. I know you're in there. Just hold on. Gwenelle, you're back!
Petov? What happened?
Everything is fine, Gwenelle. Outsider, come. We owe you so much.
What happened? Everything is so unclear.
I can hardly believe my eyes. My Gwenelle, as radiant as the day I first set eyes upon her. I thought I'd lost her. But the Chronicle, the spirit of the path, what a terrible price to pay to set things right. You did what it asked of you, what you had to do, but don't despair. I felt its anger slip away. Its intentions were pure, outsider. Things just got out of hand. It was the actions of the Firesong that tainted the spirit, corrupted it. It used its motes to try to stop the Firesong, created the wraiths to protect our home, but it knew it went too far. Like a bee whose sting causes its own death, it reacted in desperation. I hope it finds peace now, back in the green. Yes, Gwen is strong. She'll recover quickly. But she would have been lost to me without your help. Please, accept this. You ended a great danger and rescued my Gwenelle from a terrible fate. I just wish the Chronicle was still with us. We may have lost the Chronicle, but my Gwenelle is safe. And all because Ifray chose to send me an outsider. Life is strange, my friend. We'll rebuild. Ask more Eldertide to join us. For too long, we've relied on the Chronicle to show us our past, to tell us our stories. It's time for us to take responsibility for our own memories, I think. It will be, once the spirit motes disperse and the remaining Firesong are driven off. Without a spirit, Gwen and I will become the chroniclers. We'll remember and record our stories and our history. Share it with all who wish to hear.
Did all that really happen? The Firesong, the forest wraiths.
The Chronicle saved you, in its own way.
It was angry, that much I remember. The bloodshed. Our friends.
We'll grieve for them, and for the Chronicle. We lost a lot this day.
The Chronicle is really gone?
Its final act was to release you, dear Gwen.
What now, husband?
Now, we thank Ifray and tell our own stories.
The Chronicle was so frightened. So angry at what the Firesong did. It tried to help me, but it was confused, unsure. I remember becoming a forest wraith. I'll need to write that down. It's a story that should be remembered. Fast, confusing, but then it was simple. I had a purpose. There wasn't room for fear. I'm no more murderous now than I was before, but still, it was odd. If Petov came any closer, I might have hurt him. That will be difficult to forget. With the Chronicle influencing my mind, in an instant, that feeling will stay with me for the rest of my days. Part of me is glad the Chronicle is gone. For all its insight, it didn't understand mortals. I hope I can still be a druid after this. My understanding of nature's spirits has changed. I don't know if I can treat them with the same respect I did before. I'll give myself some time to recover and reflect. The shock of everything that happened could be clouding my judgment. We'll see.
We may have lost the Chronicle, but my Gwinnell is safe.
Be nice to get off my feet.
I'll be right back. I've never met anyone like you before.
Great. I mean, same. Meeting a sea elf like you, that is. Partner, what a relief to see you. Much better than another strange sea elf trying to woo me. Did Zira send you? She paired me with someone new, Umindior, but he's gone missing. I started to worry I'd have to do this job on my own. Those sea elves in Lanshara found a druid relic. Our employer wants us to procure it, quietly. Without Umindior, this job will take more time. And the longer I stay here, well, it could get loud. He knows something about the relic, but wouldn't share. I can't look for him and also search the camp. I'd need 2 of me. Say, would you like to help? With both of us, we could do this. You can keep whatever you find, aside from the relic. You and I working together solves a lot of problems for me. If we find Umindior, great. He can tell us what he knows about the relic. If not, then we've spent that time looking on our own. Efficient. So, we should split up. Could you track down Umindior? I've seen your talent at scouting on the sly. No question you could search Lanshara alone. But if I find that slouch alive, I'll get angry that he left me alone. I'll probably start yelling, which we don't want. He followed a woman through a door right here. Oh, and I'll mark where we made camp. We can meet there once you find him. We've done this before, partner. Stay out of sight. Find a hiding spot if someone sees you. You know, the usual. Zira asked me to seek out the Thieves Guild here in the Sisters. I think she has plans to connect with some of the different guild halls around Tamriel and these islands. Met Umindior and agreed to work with him. Now he's missing. Beautiful, isn't it? If this wasn't a job, I'd like to take in the sights. It was an old druid settlement. Since they don't keep records, no one knows what they used it for. At some point, the sea elves moved in. Now they live here enjoying the sun. Sea elves typically stay private, aggressively so. These dread sails are different. They just do whatever they want. Look at this place. Wouldn't you move in if you could? Zira had little information about it. Apparently, the sea elves only recently found it. The buyer told her it was in Lanshara and how to get here. They didn't even describe the thing, but Umindior knows something. That's why we need to find him. Beautiful, isn't it? If this wasn't a job, I'd like to take in the sights. It was an old druid settlement. Since they don't... Sea elves typically stay private, aggressively so. These dread sails are different. They just do whatever they want. Look at this place. Wouldn't you move in if you could? Check where I marked your map. I hope Umindior's safe.
Can you tell this squirrel that unless she has decided to thank me or apologize, I'd like her to stop bothering me? Maybe she'll listen to you. This squirrel is accusing me of robbing her out of house and home. Can you imagine the gall? Accusing me after all I've done for her? Talk? I can barely get a word in to defend myself. Then again, she's never been a very good listener. I don't know why I'm surprised. I started leaving out seeds and nuts for her after she lost her mate in an owl attack. But it's been months now, and I never once got a thank you, so I stopped. And now her tail's all in a puff. To her, I guess that counts as stealing. I'm a druid, a steward of nature, not a damn waiter. Why doesn't she understand that?
The faces of this stone remind us to respect all possible outcomes and reactions, I think. Whoever left offerings at the face of anger must really be in trouble.
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that. Another find for your pack. A knight never yields!
Charge!
When I offered you my blade, I had no idea we'd get to do things like this.
What do you want?
I wish he'd just ask before taking a cutting. Better if I do it myself.
Of course we took in the Elder Tide. They're druids too, after all.
Listen, the flowers will tell you when they've had their fill.
I need something to keep the phoenix moth. No matter how many times foliage runs down, you can't get the spell.
What? I love being a druid, but why can't we kneel on rugs instead of hard stone all the time?
I can't believe I'm here. Look at this place.
Sometimes the vision is to be just like that.
I came to study how the Stone Lore and the Elder Tide coexist. Never expected the Elder Tide to be so offended by my presence, though.
I'm too old to deal with irritants like this. Come back when you're ready to play a real game. As if you didn't know. Yes, you found me, Druid Braig. He who introduced tales of tribute to the 3 Druid circles. The Ivy Prodigy of Galen. I suppose you want to challenge me to a game. Look around you, outsider. Firesong Reavers on our doorstep. Raging furnaces beneath our feet. I'm not exactly in the mood to roll up my sleeves and play a friendly hand or two. Come find me again when things have settled, eh?
Imperial cunning will only get you so far, Alyssa. Imperials never do well with isolation, do they? She'll tire of hiding before long. House Mornard put out a bounty on 3 gang members, each of them dangerous in their own twisted way. Just my luck that they've split up across Galen. But I suppose it's easier to break them one by one than face them bundled together. Alyssa Marcellinus, Imperial sorcerer. Suspected of murder even before she fell in with the Ascendant Order. Her societal connections protected her back on the mainland, but House Mornard isn't willing to give safe harbor to her bloodlust. She's somewhere on the east side of Galen, near what the locals call the Ember Vine. She may try to integrate with the Druids, but more likely she's using the hotspot there as a convenient smokescreen for her experiments with Daedric sorcery.
That could be helpful. Any battle we can walk away from, eh? Met your match.